Okay, so my research was looking at the value of accreditation on journalism courses, so specifically higher education courses. And I was interested in the value of accreditation to employers because there didn't really seem to be any research in this area, and that quite often there's an assumption that accreditation is a good thing to have. But there is not much evidence to back that up in terms of what employers are looking for. So I did a series of interviews with employers from across the industry, really asking them about what they thought about courses that were accredited, what skills they were looking for from applicants, particularly entry-level applicants, so graduates coming through, and whether they were looking for students specifically from accredited courses or whether they were looking for something else. Well, I think this was a very small scale study. It was very much exploratory in nature, so I would like to do it on a larger scale to get more quantitative data. But I do think it's important for universities to really start thinking about why they're getting their courses accredited. If they're doing it because it helps them structure their courses, it helps them to recruit, then that's valuable in itself. But if they're doing it because they think that's going to help their students to get jobs, then maybe they need to think about that more carefully, because I'm not sure that there is evidence that going on an accredited course automatically means you're going to get a job. Having said that, the skills that employers are looking for may just naturally come from courses that are accredited, but it's not necessarily because they're accredited. I think it is much more complex. But really I'd just like to see this area explored in more detail, because like I say, it was just an exploratory study really on a small sample of people. I think the problem is that journalism is not what it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's a very different place now, and setting out these are the types of skills that students need to have within a curriculum or within a set of criteria is very difficult to do. So I think it's difficult for the accreditation bodies to kind of keep up with things and to have a structure when the industry is changing. And I don't really have a strong feeling one way or the other about whether accreditation should exist or not. What I think is that universities really need to not just assume that accreditation has all these values to do with employability, and I think there is responsibility on universities to really think about what they're doing. And this is not really coming from the lecturers or the departments, it's on a much higher level. This is the sort of executive committees that decide we want our courses to be accredited, and not really thinking about why, what is the value of that. I think the ADE is a great place because it's where basically we all get together and we get to share ideas and get to share experiences. We get to have these debates around things like accreditation, and we're so busy throughout the year that it just gives us that bit of breathing space to come together and take things back to our institutions. And I think it's just a really positive get together really of sharing of ideas.